Good morning, thank you very much for joining me. Let's start with some apologies. Apologies for the light flare up there, which is coming out from the dome we have in the ceiling. It's I didn't realise how bad it was. It didn't look too bad when I set up the shot, and then when I pressed record it went a bit flary, so we'll just have to go with it, I'm afraid. Secondly, apologies even if I look hot and sticky. That'll be because I am hot and sticky. It is considerably warmer than they told us it was going to be today. Not that I'm complaining, because it's lovely and sunny. Anyway, enough of my apologies. What are we here for? Today I have a big collective haul for you. I've got some home bargains, a bit of Poundland, a couple of bits from the works, Superdrug. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. If you remember, longer term viewers will remember that at the end of last year I said I wanted to cut back on the amount of hauls that I was doing generally. This sort of thing, the sort of home bargains, Poundland stuff. It was beginning to sit uneasily with me to do quite so many hauls of things from shops like Home Bargains and Poundland in terms of the environment and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure this is the first one that I have done this year, so I am still very mindful of that. I have to say, with doing less hauls on here of this type of stuff, I have shopped less in these types of shops as well, which can only be a good thing. It's water with ice, not gin and tonic. I should probably just point that out. Yeah, it can only be a good thing. I think this was only the second time I've been to Home Bargains since the beginning of lockdown. So I'm quite pleased with that, and although I've been into Poundland a few times, I've only been in for things that I've actually needed rather than just a little mooch and, oh, what can I pick up that I fancy so I can make a video type of scenario, which is what I wanted to stop doing, and I feel like I have managed to stop that, so that's good. Anyway, I have bought all this stuff, so I thought it would be worth making a video, as I haven't done one of these types of videos for a long while. So let's get into it. Where should we? I'll just pull stuff out of the bags randomly. I'm going to start with that one because I bought that yesterday. This is Home Bargains. So I bought some Febreze fabric spray. Hold that thought. I'm going to go and get my glasses because I don't want to be peering, unable to read. Right, I should now be able to read everything. Febreze fabric spray with Lenore in it. Has Febreze always had Lenore in it? I don't know. It eliminates trapped lingering odours, fabric refresher. That's what it's called, Febreze fabric refresher. Now my glasses are steaming up. Standard. This is in the fragrance Summer Breeze, which sounds delightful, doesn't it? Apart from the fact it's been extremely blimmin' windy here the last couple of weeks, and I could do without all that summer breeze, to be honest. But I use this, I haven't used it for ages actually, and then I was tidying out the cupboard under the sink earlier this week, and I found a nearly finished bottle of this, and I sprayed it on my bedclothes when I changed the sheets, and it reminded me how much I like Febreze, and I haven't used it for ages, so I thought I would get myself a new one, and I'm going to use it in the lounge on the sofas and cushions and everything as well, because we have, sorry, I've got really steamy up glasses. Always happens to me. I need to put some of that stuff on. Ashley's got this spray for diving, for goggles, that stops spray misting up, and it's really good, so I need to just put some of that on there, but I'll probably do it again now. But yeah, I find quite often cooking smells, because we've got open plan kitchen into lounge, cooking smells will linger into the lounge, and sometimes when I come down in the morning I can smell cooking smells from the night before, so I thought that might be nice on the curtains and fabric of the sofas and cushions and what have you. Might stop that happening, so we'll give that a go. Next, I got a box of tissues. I always keep spare boxes of tissues. I've got one in my office, I've got one in the bedroom, I've got one in the spare bedroom, I've got one down here in the dining room. Tissues everywhere, and I keep spare boxes because we seem to get through them a lot. And I particularly liked this box because it is pink and grey, which is the colours of my bedroom. So I thought when my box that I've got in my bedroom currently runs out, I'll switch it for this one. I think they were 69p or something like that. I got some paper serviettes, which are probably not the best in terms of environmental friendliness, but I don't use them often. I only use them when we have people over for dinner. I like to do paper serviette inside the wine glass, all fanned out, so it all looks nice on the table. So yeah, I only use them then, so it's not like I'm using them every single day. It does actually say paper from natural materials. That means like literally nothing, does it? And it's got this little logo here on which says PEFC. I've no idea what that means. Anybody know what that means, the PEFC logo? Does that mean it's environmentally friendly of some description, or I don't know. Anyway, let's put you over there. Right, next I got, these are wrapped in paper. I got 2 of these. These were 99p each, which I thought was a complete bargain. And I actually saw these on It's M's channel the other day. She was doing a shop with me in home bargains. I can't remember if she bought them or not, but she certainly showed them in her video. I've got 2 of those. They're leopard print glass tea light holders. They're a really nice size as well. They're not tiny. And I just loved the print. I thought they looked so much more expensive than they actually were. So there's 2 of those, 99p each, and I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I might put them in my spare bedroom bathroom because they will sort of go with the colour scheme in there. And I might switch out, I've got like a fake plant on the window, so that I might switch them out for that. Or alternatively, they might go in the lounge when the lounge is finished. I don't know, but I just really liked them, so I thought I would find somewhere that they could go. Next, I got this, which is a half coconut with bird food inside it. I think this was 59p or 49p, and you can hang it in your garden. I thought it would give the squirrel something else to try and eat from the birds. It's some sort of mealworm thing, but my birds love mealworms. We can't sometimes put handfuls of mealworms out for them, but that's all sort of baked into like a fatty, soft cake inside the coconut. I think it's got a, has it got a hanging thing? Yes, it's got a little hook on it for hanging, so I'll pop that out for the birds. This was a bit of a not a mistake, but it's a little white wooden tray, quite small, not even A4 size, I don't think, maybe just about A4 size. And I bought this because I've been looking for something. If you're going to hear squeaking, it's me, it's me on the vinyl of the chair as I lean back against it. Nothing untoward, I assure you. Yeah, I bought this because I've been looking for a while for something. Ashley leaves bits and pieces of stuff, pens and screws and bits of post that he's looked at and then discarded, and all sorts of various manny bits and pieces left everywhere all over the lounge and the dining room. And it drives me mental, and I wanted to have a little place to put them all that could be Ashley's tray for Ashley's bits and pieces that he leaves scattered everywhere. I was just going to put it on the sideboard over there and keep all his bits and pieces in it. However, when I got home, I realised that what I've actually bought is a sofa tray. Let me just take that out. It was only £2.99, but it's got little legs that come out like that. However, the legs, I assume it's meant to hook over the arm of the sofa because the legs don't stay out. The legs just, they have springs on that go in, so I don't really see the point of it, because why would you need to hook it over the arm of the sofa? You could just put it on, what are the point of the leg? But it doesn't matter, I can use it without the legs. I can just put it down and put the things in it, so it's not the end of the world. It would have been ideal without the legs, but it's got the legs, so we can still make use of it. It will still be fit for the purpose I wanted it for, so hopefully that will make my whole lounge a little bit tidier, because it won't be full of Ashley's crap. Right, next I got some antibacterial surface wipes, Power Action, and they're apparently apple flavoured, I'm assuming, as they have a picture of an apple on them, although they don't mention apples. They are alcohol and bleach free, cut through grease and dirt, kills E. coli, MRSA, flu virus, salmonella and listeria. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of wipes, not a huge fan of wipes, I have to say, but I do like using. I found when I was doing my own cleaning during lockdown, when my cleaner wasn't here, that I like using these for toilets because they're just use and throw away rather than use a, I just felt for me, it just seemed like a nicer way of cleaning my toilets than using a cloth, because all my cloths are reusable. I wash them and reuse them, and yeah, so I use wipes for cleaning the toilets now. I can't remember how much they were, but I'm sure they weren't expensive, and they're apple flavoured. How lovely. Not flavoured, but you know what I mean. I got a bath puff, shower puff thing. I love these. This was 49p. I don't think they're great in terms of hygiene, are they? They probably hold on to all sorts of hideous bacteria and stuff, but they don't last forever. I change them regularly. Again, they're plastic, so it's not ideal, is it? But I haven't found anything else that works as well in terms of making a small amount of shower gel go a long way. It really makes it foam up. I like the sort of slightly abrasive action it has in terms of exfoliating a little bit on your skin. So yeah, I'm a bath puff fan, I'm afraid. I got a little car air freshener. It's actually it's not, is it a car air freshener? I'm not convinced it is a car. It was in the car air freshener department, but it's a hanging air freshener anyway, so I can hang it in the car. It's cherry blossom and jasmine. It's the sort of dupe Yankee Candle brand, Wickford & Co, which I think is a Home Bargains own brand. Should we open it and see what it smells like? So I'm going to go and hang it in the car shortly anyway. Oh yes, I can smell that. That smells nice. So how does it actually work then? Where's the fragrance coming out of? Oh okay, it's this is separated halfway up. That smells nice. Right, that's going in the car after I finish this. Right, what did I get next? I got some baby powder. The main thing I use baby powder for is when you drop something down your clothes, greasy, put powder on it straight away to soak up the grease, and the stain will come out when you wash it, rather than having to use expensive anti-stain or stain removers. This is so good for that. So that's the main thing that I use baby powder for. That will probably last me 10 years. I've just finished the last one, which I think probably lasted me 10 years. Simple eye makeup remover. I've talked about this hundreds of times. This is £1.89, I think. A deodorant for Will, because he was running out of deodorant. Sure, for men. This is a EU to UK travel adapter plug thing. The reason I bought this is that when my very expensive Dyson fan arrived, it had an EU plug on it. So we actually had an EU to UK adapter, like one we use for the toothbrush charger, because why do toothbrush chargers not come with proper UK plugs on? Does anybody know this? Why, even if you buy them in this country, they don't have a UK plug on. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we had one for that, so I used that for the fan, but now I've got one for the toothbrush charger and one for the fan, so that's good. I think that was 59p or 99p. It was under £1 anyway. Toothpaste, Aquafresh, my favourite toothpaste, 95p for a nice big tube. I usually get the active white one. I don't know if it does anything in terms of whitening my teeth, but we can but hope. Right, on to foodie bits and pieces. I got some of these garlic bruschetta with parsley and olive oil. These are really nice, either with soup or with a bit of pate on, or cheese, spready dairy leaf cheese, laughing cow cheese, that sort of thing, and cucumber. Just a nice little snackette or something for lunch. Lovely. Can't remember how much they were. I got a big bar of Malteser chocolate to put away for, well, when we have film night. We always like a bit of chocolate on film night. I say we like a bit of chocolate. I have like that much chocolate, one there, and Ashley will have about 6. Ashley's a chocolate fiend. I'm not so much. With chocolate, I can very happily have a couple of squares and that's enough. I'm not a chocolate binger at all. Crisps, on the other hand, different story. I also got, you can see these have been started, a packet of these Fox's Classic Original Biscuits. I haven't seen these in the longest time. When we were first married, Ashley always used to buy these. He loved them. So as I saw them, I thought I'd get them. It was a little trip down memory lane for him. I don't know if they haven't been around and they've been resurrected, or I just haven't seen them, but it seems like a long time since I've seen them. So he's obviously enjoyed them because 2 have already gone. And then I got these Oreos, the white chocolate covered Oreos. These are so nice. And what I like about these is they come in little packets of 2 biscuits in each, so they stay fresh. Again, with biscuits, I'm not a massive biscuit eater. If there's any of these left when I come to fancying one, they're in a nice little packet of 2, and they don't go off, because if you open a whole packet of biscuits and you only have a couple of biscuits a week or something, you know, the rest of them sit there going off. These, because they're in packs of 2, stay fresh, but I expect they'll all be gone by the time I want one anyway, but the thought was there. Right, moving on to today's shopping. First of all, I went to the Works and I got sucked into their 3, 4, £5 books. It's a really good deal, 3 books for £5, and they've got a big selection in there. We've only recently got the Works in my town, and I went, I think it was the first time I've been in there today, so yes, I was sucked in to this. So the first book I chose, don't laugh, I do have a black sense of humour, I know, Pandemic by A.G. Riddle. It's a big thick book, but it looks quite quick to read. It's not like big dense paragraphs or anything. It says it's a matter of when, not if. A young man arrives at a remote hospital. He's burning with fever and barely conscious. He's also bleeding from his eyes. Fearing an Ebola-like outbreak, the World Health Organization scrambles a rapid response team headed by leading epidemiologist Dr. Peyton Shaw. But what she finds in Kenya is beyond her worst fears. The world is facing an outbreak quite unlike anything previously documented. In just 2 weeks' time, a disease with a 95% fatality rate will infect every corner of the planet. I've no idea what attracted me to this book. Maybe to read that they're on one, maybe because to read something that's worse than coronavirus, to see how lightly we've been let off. I don't know, but I like a bit of dystopian fiction, so yeah, perhaps not as dystopian as it would have been considered 8 months ago, but I'm looking forward to reading it anyway. The other 2 books are quite normal books. We got this one, which is If You Were Here by Alice Peterson. This is it's a sort of ethical dilemma type book, which is the sort of thing that I like. It's when her daughter Beth dies suddenly, Peggy is left to pick up the pieces and take care of her granddaughter Flo. But sorting through Beth's things reveals a secret never told. Beth was sick with the same genetic condition that claimed her father's life, and now Peggy must decide whether to keep the secret or risk destroying her granddaughter's world. I think that is a really interesting book. I've read something similar previously that I really enjoyed, so that was why I picked that one up. And then finally I got The Things We Cannot Say by Kelly Rimmer, which is a dual time frame book. I've read Kelly Rimmer's books before, some of them, and I really like her as an author. And this is set between present day and World War II. I love a dual time frame book, and yeah, her writing is very accessible and good, so I'm looking forward to reading those. I usually read on my Kindle, but I do sometimes occasionally enjoy dipping it. I do sometimes enjoy dipping into a real book just for a change. Right, one more thing from the Works was this book, large print crosswords. This was £3, and I got this for my dad. He does the little straightforward crossword in the day. They've got one cryptic and one straight. Straight is not the right word, but you know what I mean, not cryptic. He does the little crossword in the Daily Mail every day. Dementia is a strange thing, people. He can still do a crossword, he can still do Sudoku, and yet he can't remember what he did half an hour ago. Life is strange, isn't it? But I liked this. He has got reading glasses. He's got really good eyesight, my dad, for someone of over 80. But I thought he could do that without having to get his reading glasses. They're nice and big and clear, and nice, simple, easy crosswords, the same type as the ones that he does in the paper. So I thought that would be nice for him as a gift at some point. I might take it. We're going away for 3 days later this month with them, so I might take it for him to do then. Right, moving on to, let's do those 3, wasn't it? Yeah, Superdrug next, and I got a new can of Elnet hairspray. This is the Volume Flat Hair Strong. Got a shower gel for Will's bathroom because his shower gel is nearly run out. It's sea salt and lemongrass apparently. Not quite sure what sea salt smells like. Does it smell like anything? Who knows? I also bought ironing water. When ironing water was first a thing, I used to buy it all the time. In my defence, I wasn't living in Devon, I was living in Dorset where the water is extremely hard, and so it was better to put this sort of water into the iron because it didn't make the iron, what's the word when it gets all the hard stuff in it? I want to say gritty, there's a word for it, scaly, you descale things, don't you? So this didn't make it go scaly, it didn't cause any build-up. However, I haven't bought this since I've lived in Devon, I don't think, which is 25 years, but having a slight problem with my washing machine at the moment. It's got a bit of a musty smell and I get rid of it, and I've tried all the things. I've got the washing machine cleaner and I've tried the vinegar thing and that's made it a bit better, but then after a few washes it goes. Anyway, long story short, the clothes don't always smell as fresh as they could when they come out. They're okay, they're not like really musty or anything, but occasionally they don't have that lovely freshly washed scent. So I thought this would help when I iron them using this, and the flavour of this is apparently Fresh Sky. It smells very nice. It doesn't, not too strong, just a nice fresh clean smell, so that's exactly what I wanted. I also got in Poundland a Sudoku book for my dad, again same as before with the crossword book. This was £1 because it was from Poundland. I got some zip and seal freezer bags. I use quite a lot of these. I like to cook and freeze, and these are great for stacking storage, not taking up too much room in the freezer. And finally, this was a long one, wasn't it? I bought a Derma V10 limited edition pink cactus sheet mask, and again this one is biodegradable. I haven't seen one of these, haven't seen biodegradable ones of these, so perhaps all companies are moving over to biodegradable sheet masks. I do hope so because I love a sheet mask. And I also got a foot mask, soothing action with vitamin E, tea tree and peppermint, one of these pairs of booties that you put on underwear. It's not one of the exfoliating ones, it's just a soothing, nice, refreshing one. And that was it. That is the end of my haul. I now have to go and find somewhere to put all this away, so that's what I'm going to do now. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back on Friday with my newly revamped Friday 5 favourites of the week, and then again on Sunday with my weekly vlog. Hope everybody's having a good week, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.